I am a nerd machine because on this Tuesday, June 3rd, 2014, for episode 711, where we will indeed learn to be a better gamer, even though my room has a fold in space-time. Oh! Welcome. Let's be some better gamers. I woke up very early this morning, drove 6 hours, did some work, and now I'm here doing the show. Bam. Let me tell you something. You might be in high school or college, and you're like, oh my god, oh, the weekend. I can't wait for the weekend where I don't have to do school. Oh, it's Friday night party. Oh, I'm going to stay up so late playing games. Maybe I'll drink Mountain Dew, and my mom says I shouldn't drink Mountain Dew, and I'll stay up late because there's caffeine in it, and sugar, and I get high on sugar. Maybe you're a college student. I'm going to get my drink on, and I'm going to classify drinks based upon social status. No, don't drink that. That's a bitch drink. This drink tastes gross and I don't like it. Therefore, it's more awesome to get drunk on. Yes! I know all these experiences that people like to go through at a young age, but I've hit the age where I'm like, bedtime at 10, motherfuckers. Oh, yeah. You know what I might do? I might take some melatonin. I don't even need the melatonin, but that's like Viagra for sleeping. Oh! Oh my god. I'm gonna go to bed early, and I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm going to get in my bed and call someone and tell them I'm going to bed because I'm giddy and I'm going to pass out on the phone. Bam! I'm pumped. Alright. Let me tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to make some notable, awesome announcements. And then we're going to watch Innovation's GSL Run. We're going to do a whole bunch of games because he lost the first series and then went win-win in order to advance on as one of the few Terrans to do so. I wanted to give an extra special shout out to my roommate Asher, not the San Francisco roommate, but my down in LA roommate. The house that I live in LA is ending in a month. We're all moving and going separate places, but my roommate Asher at the WWDC won the Apple Design Award for his game Threes on the iPhone. His huge best-selling game Threes. It was so popular, the ripoff 2048, that was a ripoff of a ripoff, was based upon it. So congrats to him. He just wins the... I don't know what he wins, but that's awesome. He's very talented and he deserves it. I'm up here in San Francisco right now. Tristan isn't here, and I don't know where he is. I know he's going to be gone for a bit. He might be on vacation. You might have a work conference. But the important thing is that the first thing I did upon arriving here is have kitty tummy time. Tracked down Sabin. He was behind the couch. I moved the whole couch. Kitty tummy time commenced. It was no problem. What do I want? Anything else I want to talk about? We made an announcement post about Project Atlas, the RTS I'm working on. Just look up blog.artillery.com. That's cool. Talked about it yesterday on the show. Whatever. I'm a little bit behind on updating the week's worth of shows. Forgive me. I had HGL this weekend and drove today, so it'll go up. There's a show tomorrow and Thursday and Friday and the following Monday and forever. Let's go ahead and hop into this game. Boom. Whoops, accidentally left myself here. Well, you know, I actually don't like doing a daily like this because my head does this a lot during the show, because here's chat, here's the game, and here's chat, and here's the game. And whenever I look over here, I get distracted by my head turning. So I'm going to turn myself off. There we go. I'm going to eliminate myself. And talk about this. Innovation, I am going to claim, is the person you should look at if you want gloriously standard play. Gloriously standard. Many people like SOS are known for doing truly innovative things. Innovation is not. I know his name is Innovation, and that might hurt you, but I want you to know Innovation plays rock solid. Just does very, straight and true openings, but it's what he does with his units and the way he allows himself flexibility that makes it so strong. One of the hallmarks of just good standard play is the fact that you have held off everything that you need to hold off, and that you can see what he's doing and bam, kill it off. you can swing yourself around. We're going to see Innovation in this series lose, I think, the way that Innovation normally does lose, and then we'll see him win in the way that Innovation will normally win. So we're going to start off on the low note. We're going to start off on the note of feelings. And then we're going to see Innovation make himself a winner. Now in this first game, Innovation's going to do a build that we don't really see that much. We see many people do this, where they build a Reaper and then they pull dudes out of gas so that they can get an expand. Typically what a player is doing is trying to just get the Reaper to scout, because there's so many different Protoss openings that this Reaper is your hedge against variety. You can at least scout some stuff. But Innovation does something that we just don't see that much. Instantly getting an engineering bay. This, for a small period of time, was a thing that people did, and it stopped being a thing because of what we're going to see in games 2 and 3. Broadly, this struggles to apply any pressure to the Protoss early. The concept behind it is, if we can get 1-1 upgrades out quickly, we can really do some dangerous things right around the time our medevacs are out. This game is a little bit of an unusual one, but there is the +1 infantry weapons right away. What's been normative in this matchup is, after you get this reactor barracks, to go barracks. However, Innovation just goes engineering bay barracks. It's approximately the same amount of resources. And is using that Reaper to do something very subtle, but very important. Remember how I told you he's the king of standard? To look at him and just be appreciative of what he does with his units? This is one of those times. Are we not getting sound? Is audio cutting? No, audio's doing just fine. Sorry about that. With that Reaper, Innovation is able to cut a bunker. No bunker whatsoever. No bunker in the slightest. He's building literally just Marines. And then he's saving it for a factory and going, boom, double gas Reno, a build that times itself. Getting stim, and then shortly thereafter he's going to get +1 armor. All seems well in the world. We're going to go to the Innovation cam. Get your armor, Innovation. Get your damn armor ass. Get your armor. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. With his friendly Reaper scouting and his scanning, he spots some hidden buildings. He begins to see some upcoming, encroaching, approaching pressure. And here is the example of what I love so much about Innovation. Sure, he has this build to get 1-1 up very, very quickly, but in this particular game, he smells that there's going to be some sort of big ol' scary all-in, and just reroutes his plan. It is actually a 7-gate blink all-in. SCV still being aggressive to scout. Now, what you're noting in this daily for sure is that I'm not going into excessive detail about where these things are happening, because I want to watch 7 games today. It's the concept that I really like, and the concepts that I want to highlight at a very high level, not the little nuanced details. Innovation very slowly removes these bunkers, and only when he's really far out does he do the final salvage, and then just assumes the aggressive role. We're going to see this in every single TVP from Innovation throughout today. He just goes for very bold plays like this, like command center here, but I'm on the Innovation cam so we can see truly why he's able to get away with this. He's moving his army to push back where he thinks his enemy's army's going to be. In particular, Innovation is not going along this path to sneak up. He's actually trying to push with this force, to push the army back. And then this Marine here gets to do the big scout. Back home, everything that you would expect is occurring. He's getting the remaining add-ons, getting additional barracks. And there's a big divergence point when your opponent opens up for Blink. Is he going for Templar, utilizing that Twilight Council, or is he going for Colossus? So we see Innovation has successfully identified, no Colossus, and then he's just going to do that which causes many Protoss players to get annoyed in this matchup. He's just going to get Widow Mines up. Things that are important to note Look at Innovation pulling himself all the hell way back. There's like one stalker here. This was a preemptive pullback. Still scouting everywhere with this Marine. He has pulled his entire army back. He's leaving just one Marine here. Just sending one Marine over here. Rallying up. When he sees one Zealot, he extends forward, and we're going to see him not really do much forward positioning at all until this pair of Widow Mines is here. I love this. It's like arousingly boring. It's like I can't help but appreciate how unwilling Innovation is to do something exciting and sexy and crazy and innovative, I dare say. He's not doing QXC-esque multiple drops, hitting all the points at once. No, he's not trying to do, what are things, bomber-style suicide plays, just like barreling in. He's not doing contains, he's not splitting up, he's not Maru or any of that. Innovation just moved forward to allow himself to expand, saw that Hero has a third base, and then he just pulls back. Because you don't really need a lot of ways to win a game. You don't need to deal a little damage to his economy and beat him a little bit in upgrades and pick off a few units here and split a couple of units over here and then run around. You only really need one solid way to win. We see Innovation saying mines are extremely cost effective against Zealots. In another just delightfully boring move, Innovation sends a medevac. What does this medevac normally do? This medevac normally signifies the start of bad decisions. This medevac normally is you tuning into a YouTube video where there's some kid on a skateboard heading towards a railing going, "Dude, check this out!" And you're like, oh, how many bones will he have after this? Normally, players get a little over-eager with this, but look at this deliciously boring move. He lands and he's going to kill a pylon. Guaranteed damage. Love it. Few units just stimming and going ahead, not keeping everything in a packed tight ball. Ever seen those Terran players that waltz everything together and get it nailed by a storm? Well, Innovation has already made himself a little bit storm-proof by having these poaching forces, allowing him to set the mines up. Remember all those Terran players who bitch about, oh my god, Zealot counterattacks. Oh, well, hey, we got a Marauder here. We have a forward Marine here. This will not stop pylons. This will stop a probe that is going to build a pylon. We got another Marine here. This will stop a probe going to kill a pylon. We have a small force here that has killed a pylon, will also kill a probe that's trying to sneak out along the top side, and in a final flurry of, oh, I guess that's the attack, we'll maybe get an opportunity to pick off this worker line. There's the storm that didn't really deal that much damage. There's Widow Mines here. And then we see Innovation just drill, drill, drill. He has a nice composition. Widow Mines connect, kill off some stuffs. Again, if you didn't know, don't go Ghosts when you see Zealot Templar. Go Mines. In these early game periods, there's just really not enough Templar. You have to rely on the Zealots to be able to withstand everything. We see Protosses going for big upgrades with these troops, and yeah, Mines really cannot withstand these forces. So we see Innovation slowly pulling ahead. The sort of interesting thing to note is that this is just 5 barracks production. Just 5. And 1 factory. There has been more barracks, but they've just finished. Literally within the last second. And Innovation strolls himself forward with nice splitting. And he's looking good. He's getting Ghosts. And this is a weird thing to say, but this is to allow him to transition to Vikings. By getting Ghosts, he's super anti-Templar. Therefore, he doesn't really need the mines as much after a while, and he can give away this factory's reactor to a new starport. See a couple of units from Hero trying to move out, but it's going to be all she wrote. No sexy drops. Nothing really sexy at all, just arousingly boring, stable, solid, oh so good play. Rooted in Innovation's very early defense, his very successful early defense. Just waiting patiently, and giving himself the opportunity to do this transition into mines, which is the way that he's going to win. Also locking out all the possible counterattacks. This is the way he's going to win. Really nice play. What we wound up seeing in the GSL, though, is that that strong opening game was not followed up by another win to let Innovation move on to the winner's match. Instead, this game happened, and to really understand the sort of issues I personally have with Innovation's build, we just look at this game. To see this, we're going to be having both players' vision up at the same time, and I think Hero's response makes a lot of sense. Innovation's play has very few threats that it can apply, so you can get away with massive upgrading as Hero. So I'm going to keep the production tab open and just note a couple things from Hero's point of view initially. Hero is sending out a Swift Scout to see the early Reaper play. Now, typically, you might say, well, what if there's a factory coming up here? What if? Generally speaking, reactor barracks is what you do at build. So most of the time, Protoss is crossing that off and is saying, okay, you're going Reaper. You're not going for super duper mega fast factory. We see the Zealot get cancelled. Innovation attempts to block. We see a Mama Ship core, which will help us be able to do some scouting. Oh, look at that. Hero even messes up his opening. Great. Remember how I said normally you would cross off factory? Well, here is the definitely we get to cross off factory. The Reaper reveals that there's no fast factory play. So what's next? What's going to be coming up? Here's just doing some very passive play, just chilling, and we see meanwhile over in Camp Innovation, he's going for the same relatively low Marine count. He's going for 2 barracks, 1 with reactor, but this barracks built a Reaper and then a reactor, so there's really not that many Marines out. Fast +1. We'll see what the general big goal was for Hero. But look at this, he's going to do an everything build. He's getting a Robo. Why the Robo? Well, we really kinda genuinely want to have Colossus. We really kinda want to do that. You can do Templar play, but it's fine to not, and it's fine to go Colossus. But at this moment, when you get here, and you're Hero, and you go, oh, you went Reaper, I see that there's going to be a reactor and a tech lab here. And I see an engineering bay. Oh, you're one of those guys who's going for fast +1. You can't apply any pressure to me. And watch what our friendly player Hero does. Sees everything. He just goes double forge. Like, real fast. He's getting the Robo because he, again, needs the Colossus. He's getting 2 gateways because he has extra money. Unit count, Parastalkers. That's it. How many Marines? 19. Not a terribly large amount. We see +1 is done. Nothing can really threaten us. Okay, yeah, double forge. There's just not that much that can be done. So what Hero basically does is says, okay, well, I'll go double forge. I'll get the Colossus, I'll get the range, I'll get the blink, and I'll even go up to 5 gateways. There's nothing you can throw at me that I can't defend. Nothing at all that you can throw at me that I cannot defend. There's 1 gateway getting built. I think you can't even quite see it yet. There it is. Then he gets another one. Yeah, do it. Look, he'll do it eventually. I really like these kinds of plays, where if you are up against a player who's doing what Innovation's doing, it's nothing for a while, and then 1/1 Marines with combat shield in large numbers. Nifty play from Innovation, clearly going for the late game. But Hero is going to go for the even later game. He's going to make what would normally be a big risk play, going for the double forge. But what threat would kill him? None with this opening. We see Innovation doing some of the same stuff. I mean, he's moving his Medivacs forward, and he's just expanding. This is this push play that I was talking about. This is not really sneaky Medivacs. I mean, they occasionally can be sneaky. But he's really looking for an opportunity to just plant his command center at the most optimal location possible, getting 2 barracks as quickly as he can afterwards. Now he has 4 Medivacs full of stuff for a player who's cutting a few too many corners. This is the moment, I think, where we can appreciate Hero's play the most. Most players would go, oh, if I'm cutting corners, then I need to get 2 forges, I need to begin... or I can probably take a 3rd. But we see Hero actually just playing very, very cautiously. He's getting the Blink, he's getting the Colossus, he's getting the range, building a lot of Stalkers just to make sure he doesn't lose to this kind of crap.
Research complete.
And then what we wind up seeing is just a very normal, long game. But I think Hero set himself up so nicely with this defense that it couldn't go either way. The one issue that will occasionally happen with these fast 1-1 plays is that your 1-1 is fast, but your 2-2 is a little bit behind. Other builds will let you get to 2-1 pretty quickly. But this is not nearly that fast. But look at this boring movement from Innovation. Look, just putting a Marine here, sending another Marine out. As much as everyone loves the aggressive plays, this is definitely much more my style. Just waiting for opportunities. Just building, waiting, macroing, not losing stuff. 2-2 coming up, a little bit late. Building a whole lot of Vikings all at once. We see 2-2s now done for Hero. He's actually been chrono boosting non-stop to try to leverage his big upgrade advantage. Another thing we're seeing Hero do that's just equally as brilliant. Hero is not trying to mess around, do any attacks. He's just conserving, waiting and conserving and trying to make sure. He's not even getting geysers here. He's just getting more and more and more zealots because Hero is well aware that there's just a big ol' attack coming. Innovation has made 0 moves. So the only thing that Innovation can possibly be doing is waiting for big upgrades or big critical packs of units. Very, very smart play coming up out of out of Hero. I mean, the fact that Hero went for both these 1-1 upgrades early on and continues to chrono. He's gone up to 13 gateways and he has no gas here. The only reason you do that is because you've correctly identified that Innovation is just going for a deep mid game. It's pretty exceptional. So Innovation, I think, does what is a really, really high percentage play. Technically, you could argue if you see no geysers, you get to be more cautious. But that's a very odd thing to look for. And amazingly, at this point in time, with 13 gateways, 12 gateways done, 2 more en route, Innovation. Oh yeah, against the guy who skipped gas to make sure he could get enough basic units for this. Hero, like, barely holds it off. There's a single DT there, nice. Exactly the way it should be done. And, you know, even though Hero lost that game, you gotta give... Or, excuse me, even though Innovation lost that game, you have to give a lot of credit to Innovation for what he's doing in this game. Very efficient, lean build that is lean because it loses nothing. It keeps everything alive. But Hero was even a little more cautious, not getting the gas geysers and getting so many gateways that he could hold off anything. I mean, this is, I think, a perfect example of one of the only people who would have been able to hold off this very solid play from Innovation. Do I even want to watch the next game in this set? I think it's cool enough, but we're going to go through it fast. When we come back, we're going to watch the final game where Hero will take a win over Innovation. We'll go through it very quickly because I think that the lesson that we'll learn is the way that you beat Innovation, the way that Hero is beating Innovation, is by being super patient, not forcing anything out of his enemy. And that's what I love about Innovation's style. If you ever make a single misstep, Innovation will punish you. That's what we saw in Game 1, and we're going to see it for the rest of the show. Be back in a sec. I'm Be Back Sean.